They older than you.
First of all, I'd like to call the meeting to order, and we're going to have an invocation by Councilmember Robert Fountain.
Let us pray. Most gracious Heavenly Father, we are thankful for this day, this beautiful spring day. We are thankful for the beauty of the flowers and the buds and everything turning green. A reminder of the resurrection of life on the weekend that we have just celebrated, and the promise of eternal life through your Son, our Lord. Our Father, we ask your divine guidance on us to give us wisdom as we conduct the business of our city. We pray always, our Father, that you would instill in us the good sense to be respectful and calm, thoughtful in our deliberations and our actions, and to treat each other with respect. All these things we ask in your Son's name. Amen.
Will you please stand for the pledge of allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next on the agenda, we will have the adoption of the agenda, as it is.
Move the adoption of the agenda.
Okay. Robert has made a motion that we adopt the agenda. Can I get a second, please?
I second.
All we go second. Everyone in favor, please raise your hand. Everyone's in favor, Jennifer. We don't have any announcements. Next, we will have the adoption of the minutes. Did everyone get a chance to read over the minutes? Any questions or any discussions? If not, we have the adoption of the minutes, please.
I'll make a motion that we adopt the minutes.
And Susan has made a motion that we adopt the minutes. Can I get a second, please?
I'll second.
Michelle, second. Everyone in favor, please raise your hand. Everyone's in favor, Jennifer. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and start off with our unfinished business and things that I want to talk about a little bit in detail. I wanted to talk to the council about the speed bumps versus speed humps. I've checked on the prices of the speed humps and they are very, very pricey. I had a recommendation that we look into it, and I did, and I looked into about 3 or 4 different prices, and like I said, they are very pricey. So what I wanted to ask the council, if you will think about between now and maybe next month, for us just to use the speed bumps that we already have, because we got a bunch, and we're not gonna be able to get rid of them. So if you just think about that and let me know how you feel about it next month. We'll bring it up again and see what your feelings are. Because I know Kyle, with that machine, Kyle, you've been able to get down and everything and see kind of like where you need to put some more.
Yes, sir.
And we've had a few people that ask for more.
Yes,
And I'm
sir.
just asking them just wait to see exactly what we're going to do before we put any more down.
Yes, sir. Now I know of 2 places that were requested was Beasley Street and what is that, Waterbury?
Waterbury.
And then we were requesting in front of Nora, but I think that stop signs are already doing some good.
Good.
And we've already kind of mitigated some of that. The 4-way stopping right beside the church.
It's always not.
Yeah, there's now a 4-way stop sign there.
Make sure you stop.
Which, like I posted, we are going to be lenient for a little while, but not for long.
That's right.
It's checking on.
You tell me what's there, right there down there.
And along those same lines, yeah.
Yes.
I'll make sure I sit when I go home.
Along with the 4-way stop, I talked to maintenance this afternoon, and what they're going to do is put us until everybody gets used to it, at least a big white line across there, whichever side you're going to stop on. So they're trying to now. They're doing some work clearing up the property down there at the school, and they got a few other things. But as soon as they can get to it, they're going to put a white line across there, so that'll help you be able to remember to stop there.
Thank you.
The next thing I want to talk about is the RFP, and what that is a request for proposals, and that's part of our $500,000 grant that we got from EPA, and we have got those up and they're on the website. So if you see any of those, you know what that's all about. We're trying to get contractors and all to come in and start assessing the different places that we need to look at as far as the EPA is concerned. The next thing I have on here on unfinished business is the budget update, and that is still pending because of the audit. And the next thing is the audit, and I just want to tell you that the CPA, as far as we know, they have everything that they have requested. We found everything, found digging through boxes, and we found everything that they needed. We know that they're going to need a few more invoices, but until they ask for that, right now they've got everything, and everything seems to be going along well. They haven't called, have they? Last time I checked, they had. Okay. Reconciliations update goes along with the budget and audit and all that. We can't get that done until we get the audit done. And as soon as we get the audit done, like I said, we're gonna get the reconciliations caught up, and also we're gonna do our operating budget. The police agreement that we talked about for several months now, we finally got one in place, and Dylan and the city, we've signed that agreement now, so that's in place also. Trash ordinance, we've been talking about that for a few months. We do have a trash ordinance, and I'm going to pass it around to the council. You have a copy of it, but there, if you'll notice the first and the last page, on the first page, the word ordinance was misspelled. We got that correct, and on the last page, the progression of the fines. They had just put on that the fine would be $250, and that's not the way that we asked them to do it. The way it's going to be is the first time that anyone is talked to about the trash can still being beside the road, that they'll get a verbal warning. The second violation will be a written warning, and then the third violation will be a citation with the judge determining the appropriate resolution. But this is the one here I need you all to sign. I think it's the second. It's the second page. And like I said, that's the only two things that was changed on the ordinance. And the ordinance will be effective as of May the 1st. And all the citizens will get a letter in the mail, right, Amber?
Yes, ma'am.
To let them know that it will be effective May the 1st. Okay. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about is the air evac. And I'm just reminding everyone, the fire department told us last month that the air evac will be up on the ball field on April the 14th at 3 p.m. And I just want to remind everybody, bring your kids out, let them look at it. They get a kick out of looking at it. I get a kick out of looking at it. But bring them out and let them look at it, they get a kick out of it.
That's if weather permitted.
If the weather permits. If not, will they give you a rain date?
Oh, yeah, they'll work with us in rain, but that's if weather permitted.
Okay. Thank you, Dennis. Okay, and that's everything on unfinished business. I'm going to start with the new business now. And we have a gentleman here, his name is Ron Hoffman. He's going to talk to us about electric rate savings, how we can save on our city electric bills. Come on up, Ron, you can come up to the podium.
All right, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you.
I have some handouts I want to pass out first of all. Let's read down that side. Thank you. And then same with this. On this side. Thank you, Mayor Smith. My name again is Ron Hoffman. I'm with Utility Management Services, and we help cities and churches and restaurants and manufacturers to find savings in their utility bills based on how each individual account is using electricity or natural gas. We're not trying to lower your consumption. We're trying to optimize how you're being tariffed by Georgia Power or other utility providers. Just to give you an idea, in this area, we work with the cities of Baxley, Hazelhurst, Twin City, Cobbtown, Metter, the Bullitt County Commission, Bruton Parker College, and most recently, Dudley Baptist Church. We have worked with all of those organizations, and we appreciate your consideration for our proposal, what we do. If you'll take the paper handout, the front page of it has two different rates on there. Georgia Power, which is the majority of your electric service here in Adrian, they offer over 40 different commercial rate and tariff options. And the tariff options, you see here a couple of examples of what tariff options can look like. And the sample rate one, which is at the top, you can see that an account is being billed based on when electricity is being used. The bottom one, the second rate, you more get a quantity volume discount as the month goes on as you use more and more electricity. From the power company's perspective, there's no right or wrong answer. You can choose whichever one you want. However, usually from a city government perspective, the lowest annual cost is the goal that you're looking for. And so what our company does, we partner with you. We download hourly data from Georgia Power, and I believe they'll have 1 or 2 EMC accounts. And we look at 1 to 3 years of history on an hourly basis from each one of those accounts. It's going to take one of our auditors about 3 to 4 hours per account to do this project. And we consider it in your best interest to know whether or not you're overpaying based on how electricity is being used. No upfront money is needed for this. No operational changes are needed for this. It's a very cut and dry program. I know y'all were emailed a presentation from us, and if you flip through the next 2 or 3 pages, you'll see a sample of what our audit report looks like, and that's this page right here. Y'all will receive a page like this for every account that the city has. And the blue usage and demand header, those are variables that are very important in determining how much you're paying on these different rates that the power companies have. The columns to the right are where the money comes in. The existing rate cost, you can see that for, everybody see the 2474 number for January. If this was your account, this would mean that in January of last year, you paid $24.74 on that account. You can verify that. But what if you'd been on what we're going to call the best rate cost? You would have only paid $1,773, and meaning on the far right, the savings was $700 for that particular month. And this gives you an idea of what our auditors are looking at to make a decision whether or not a rate change makes economic sense. And you can go through the year, the projected savings loss column, and you see that there's a net savings of about $34.35 for the entire year. There's a little bit of give back in this case in the July, August, September months based on the usage. We share with you on a 50-50 basis moving forward for 48 months. We share the gains and the losses with you. That's how our company earns a living and makes money. But we do that. We give you the audit report to give you an idea of what the savings will be. We then implement the change and put you on the best rate. And if you go to the next page, you will see an example of how we document the savings. Because you're going to know that you're saving like a $700 a month savings for an account. That's pretty sizable. You're going to know that you're going to save. But to the penny, how much are you actually saving? So that's what we calculate on this next page. The orange cells, the actual cost, that's what you paid, for example, the December month here, the $1,093.85. That's what you paid in December on your new rate. The yellow is where we reconstruct using the data what you would have paid on your old rate and tariff plan, which is the $1878.41 in December. That number comes from adding all these other columns down here at the bottom that are in yellow. The base charge, the energy charge, the demand charge, the fuel charge, and the riders. If you add all of that together, you get the $1878.41. And so then the difference between the actual cost and the former rate plan cost is $784.56, which is the savings for the month. And you can see there are 3 months there, and then the total for the quarter is $21.65.39. That's how we calculate that for the quarter. And then the reverse page of this is an invoice for half of that savings. That's how we document and share savings with our clients. And so if you're writing a check to utility management services, you already have the extra money in the bank that you wouldn't have had otherwise. And so we're very proud of that fact that you're always going to be better off in working with us. And in the event that we give you an audit report where there are no rate changes, there's no cost to the city, and you can come back and report to everybody here that the city has not been overpaying on your electric bills based on all these different rate and tariff options that are there. And so that's a good result too. We see that sometimes with city and county governments. Does anybody have any questions about that aspect of how we document savings and all of that. Okay. The next page is you'll see it's a UMS logo and it says Data Release Authorization and Service Agreement. This is our service agreement. It's one page, front only. You can see in the middle, towards the bottom, bold and underlined guarantee if there are no savings or refunds, there will be no charge to the customer. And then customer agrees to pay 1/2 of savings received due to implemented changes that were identified by UMS. And per Mayor Smith's, per her request, we have amended the legal venue to be Emmanuel County, Georgia. So if there were ever anything, it will be here locally, but we have an A+ AAA rating with the Better Business Bureau. We don't get into legal disputes with clients, but it kind of has to be in there. That's our service agreement. And then the next page is just the Georgia Power Authorization Form, just to give you an idea. And outside of your approval here, we probably need about 15 minutes at City Hall to get these 2 forms done and get us 1 month's power bill copy. That's all we need. And we do the rest of the project, and we can probably have the results back to you within about a month.
So you need 1 month of every account that you have.
Yes, ma'am. 1 month, and all sides of every bill if your bills are two-sided.
Okay, you were saying that you save us money, you know, in the event that you can't save us money on the electric costs. And you said the way it works is if you find out that there is savings, then our bills will be paying less. Okay, now I'm trying to understand exactly how you get paid. You said that you will get 1/2 of the savings.
Yes, ma'am.
So like if we say $50, you get 25.
Correct.
Okay.
And that's what's on this page, for example.
Right.
That's what we're giving you an idea of how that works, how we document the savings down to the penny.
Yeah.
And that's what that page is on there, to show you exactly what that is. And we continue checking every account quarterly for the entire 48 months that we work together. And we've had cities that have saved in years 2 and years 3, because sometimes an extra year of data gives our analysts more confidence in making a rate change. Mm-hmm. Sometimes there's a new rate that comes out. We don't ever know what rates are going to come out. There's a long process with the Public Service Commission, and so sometimes a new rate may come out that would help you.
And all the agreements are for 48 months.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, would this be per account that we have, or would it be as a total of all of our accounts?
You're talking about the savings statement that you're looking at?
The savings
The
statement.
savings statements are done for the accounts that save. We don't want to put a whole bunch of paperwork for everybody for accounts that are not saving. But for example, say there are 25 accounts that the city has and 3 of them save. You would receive a savings statement every quarter for the 3 that save. We're looking at all 25 of them, but all the time. But the ones that we document are the ones that are saving. Yes, ma'am.
I was just going to say that I have spoken with the city clerks of Summerton and Mayor, both very pleased. Very, very pleased. So they're saving a lot of money. They're doing my homework.
Well, thank you. I'm glad you did. And in your folders, you have a case study for Twin City.
I've heard nothing but really great things.
You're welcome.
From those 2, I was going down my list calling everybody.
I'm glad you did.
They sing your praises.
Yeah. We just want to make sure we had all our facts straight.
No, I'm happy to come and be able to answer questions. So,
Do you have the business? Did the packet have your name and phone number?
yes, ma'am. My phone number's in there. My cell phone's in there.
Could I have a business card too?
I'm sorry.
Could I have a business card too?
I will. An extra folder. All of that.
Perfect.
Anything else?
Say your name.
Yeah.
Do we need to make a motion?
Well, you ready?
Yeah, we have to read it first.
Were you ready to make one?
Yeah.
I think we'll get a little long. I mean,
Yeah.
see if you have any questions. That's why I want to make sure you all had his number. I know I didn't. I want to make sure you had it.
We'll need to put it down for next month's business and we can make a decision on it next month.
Might be one.
Not well before then, I mean, if we had to, but.
Sounds good.
I don't think they will. All right.
Sounds very good. We'll go over everything.
Absolutely, and my cell phone number's on there. Call me if you have questions that come up. And but really, it's not much more complicated than what we just talked about.
Yeah, it was
So-
very simple.
Yep.
So we appreciate your time. Congratulations on the beautiful new city hall that y'all have. That was really cool. We
Thank
come and
you.
visit that a few weeks ago.
We're proud of it.
Yes, you are.
It should be. It's a nice gem for the city.
Absolutely.
So,
I think everybody's okay. If you have any more questions,
Thank you
we'll
very
reach out. But we will be in touch very soon.
thank you very much. And if you don't mind me, we're going to excuse
No,
ourselves if we have over a 2-hour drive home.
Yeah, we should trim back what we did here.
Yeah, it was a little mess, but anyway, that's I-75.
It is.
But thank you all so much, and
Thank you, Ron.
Thank
talk to you
Thank you
soon.
for learning.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, the next thing on the new business I wanted to touch briefly on was about water bills. We are having, and it's increasing every month. How many different things are going on with the water bills? First of all, a lot of people are choosing more and more. Like I said, it's like every few months there's more and more people. The last, what do we have, 3 or 4 pages? Last month, people not paying the water bills in full. And just different things that's going on with them. And then if you're not paying it in full, then after a few months, you've got enough accumulated that it seems like you got an extra water bill. So then you come in and you want to know, well, why is my water bill double, than it used to be and things like that. Well, first of all, if you paid it in full, it wouldn't be. And then next of all, if you paid it after the 10th and you paid the late fee, it wouldn't be. And, things like that. So we're encountering a lot of those problems. So what I wanted to ask the council tonight, first of all, I wanted to see if you would consider increasing the water cutoff fee from $25 to $50. And like I said, they put on the water bills this month to make sure you pay the bills in full monthly. And then the payments, we're going to start requesting that the payments are made by end of business day on the 20th, because the actual cutoff date is the 21st. We're trying to be lenient, and that's not working out really well. And what we were trying to do on the 21st, if you had it in the Dropbox by 8:30, if you had paid it by the time we get to the office that next morning, and we would even have the maintenance and so on to go down and check the mail, that gets to be a bit chaotic. So, and like I said, the 21st is water cutoff day anyway, so that's some of the things I wanted to talk to the council about. If you would consider increasing the cutoff fee from 25 to 50, supporting the fact that you have to pay your bill in full every month, and payments should be received in the office by the end of business day on the 20th, and the 21st is cutoff day. So if we get on the 21st and you got it in the Dropbox or whatever, you're still going to receive a cutoff fee. So we're going to send out the information to the citizens to let them know these are the things that the council votes in favor of that we need to do to get this back in order. So now I said my say. Now I want to see what the council has to say. Is that something you're willing to do? You don't? How do you feel about it? Susan, how you feel about it?
Well, it seems up there that it's becoming more of a problem, and we have got to get a handle on it. And I think we need to go with it.
Are we good? How do you feel about it?
I'm fine with it. You paying for $25 to 50. I get up for it on time. I'm fine with it.
Robert?
It seems reasonable. With so many things that we have to do with the water, that is required. If a significant number of the bills are starting to become delinquent and slow, that can create some problems. Because we have to pay the outgoing, a lot of these things that are mandated.
Right.
And, not to create a hardship, but I think it does need to be adjusted from time to time. This is an onerous adjustment. I think it's fair.
Okay. And then before I ask Michelle, another thing we noticed, and not even that, so we'll take that to the extent of the water gets cut off and stays cut off. And everybody lives in the city limits, supposed that's part of the water ordinance. You're supposed to have an active water account, which means your water's supposed to be on. So I just said that to let you know just how far to the extreme that things they have gotten. And we need to do something to rectify. Michelle, I'm sorry.
Would this also be changing the residential, the water tap-in fees?
No, none of that would change. The only thing on that would change would be where it's got 25, it would go to 50. And we would have to amend the water ordinance, and we'd get this redone so we can re-sign it, so it will be along the same lines as what we were talking about.
Well, in all honesty, 50 across the board is pretty standard with other places as well.
Because to be honest with you, we checked with some surrounding cities. I mean,
Yes,
They're all up there.
and they really are there. And we're not doing it just because they do it, but we're just trying to get, like I said, our fights in a row and see, some of the things that we could do to try to get it all back in order. So are y'all ready to vote to pass this so we can amend the ordinance and have this effective also May the 1st?
I'll make a motion that we, raise the cutoff to, come back on to $50.
And the other things you talked about, too, is that okay?
Mhm.
Well, Susan has made a motion in favor of the things that we would like to change as far as the water bill ordinance. Can I get a second, please?
I second.
Or we go second, everyone in favor, please raise your hand. Jennifer, everyone's in favor. Okay, next, we're gonna have a summary of the newly elected training by Councilmember Robert Fountain. Oh, I'm sorry. Back it up. Didn't mean to skip that. Did not mean to skip that, I'm sorry. Okay, I've got a Maine County Board of Education, and what that means right here is that we found out a few weeks ago that we didn't know anything about it, but we're very, very pleased about it. That the Maine County Board of Education agreed to deed over the Adrian School property to the city of Adrian. So we now own the Adrian School property. And we're just so excited about it. Because y'all know how long we have wanted that back. I don't even remember when they closed the school, but I mean that long. 2014, you remember. But we've been wanting it that long, and we're going to have some opportunities. I still want to talk, because we got a lot of people that are interested in different parts of the school, so we're going to have a lot of opportunities there. We're going to start digging for some grants, and so we can get it renovated, because we want to get it back up to where it needs to be, so that we can use it for different things. And I just wanted to make sure everybody, I know everybody probably already knows, but I want to make sure everybody knows. Okay, now the next thing is the summary of newly elected training by Councilmember Robert Fountain.
I will keep this brief. I did attend this training that is conducted by the Georgia Municipal Association, and it is mandated by state law. We go do it last year. I was unable to do it last year for conflicts. It's only done twice during the year. So I went this time to Tiffany. It's a 2.5 day session. We had 480 something officials, mayors, council persons, clerks, all sizes, big cities, small towns, everything in between. And very intense. It's likened to the expression of drinking out of a fire hose, because they throw it out there. They give you a lot of it. There's a stack of stuff. that supports the things that we went over. So many of the legalities and the things that are so important to the conducting of business of any of our cities, and the things that other cities are doing. It's refreshing to, in conversation with many of these people, to hear their stories of challenges that they're dealing with. And folks, we think we've got problems. There's some of them I would not swap places with, because they really are struggling. They're struggling financially. They're struggling with keeping people. It's just a real challenge, and I know we're most in tune with what our community needs are and the discussions that we've had. But these discussions go on everywhere, and they're addressing issues, and some of them are long-standing, and they're slowly trying to make progress. But it's a real challenge, and so we got to share thoughts with each other of things that we're dealing with and how we approach certain things, and has been them. And it gives you a fresh perspective, because sometimes we tend to get static and just the things that we know and what we're doing and dealing with, but to understand what other people are going through at the same time. So it's very helpful. So it's an outstanding 2.5 days. It was really worth the time, and I'm very, very glad I was able to take part.
Makes you appreciate our city clerks more too, doesn't it?
Yeah. The role of the city clerk.
Yeah, the role of city clerk.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you.
Next on new business, we're gonna have a candidate. He's running for Emmanuel County Commissioner, Mr. John Moore. If you want to come up and talk.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate you allowing me to speak, take a little bit of your time. I am seeking the office of District 3 County Commission. Mr. Ufoski's not running, and so we've been in talks for some time, and he told me to let me know, and so I decided to run and throw my hat in the race. Just to tell you a little bit about me, my name's John Moore. This is my wife, Becky, and I brought her to keep me straight. But I've lived here all my life. I lived in Adrian. Actually, I live in the country part of Adrian. I'm in the neighboring city of Northtown Junction, so we don't have water bill problems in Northtown. You dig a well or you go out. But anyway, to tell you a little something about me, like I say, I've lived here all my life. I graduated at Adrian High School in 1979. My wife graduated in 82. So we had a lot of good. It was a great school. It was, just truly miss it, but, hopefully, I'm excited that y'all got the opportunity to get it back and do something with it, and that's exciting to see y'all make something with it. I graduated high school in 79. I attended East Georgia College. I graduated from the Georgia Public Safety Training Center in Forsyth, and then went on to work 30 years as a state probation officer, and graduated from that. And I continue to be a member of the Georgia Peace Officers Association. We are members at Hebron Baptist Church, where I serve as deacon. I retired in, 2013. I manage our small farm, and I work part-time with Battle Lumber Company. We do deal with the parts and work there part-time. I'm a member of the fire department, Northtown Fire Department, where I serve as firefighter and first responder. And I've been there 30 plus years and served as served as treasurer for many of those years. I served as president of the Manny County Young Farmers. I served as your director of the Power and Telephone Cooperative. And just to give you some ideas that I have about county commission, there's always issues with roads. I'd like to see a lot done with that. Maybe have some ideas of maybe some quick fixes to roads when motor graders can't get there. A lot of roads need attention, and I've discovered so many problems that they need to send a tractor of some type ahead. Some of these people can't get out of their house to the highway, and they could send a tractor with some type of a box blade or something and do some temporary work so we can get a motor grader to that. Next issue is dumpster. Y'all do not have a debris dumpster here. We have one in Norristown. I think that needs to be first on the list. I've seen couches and stuff piled up out here on 80. I think that's important that we get a debris dumpster and get that in place. And I would always look out for the fire department, being involved in the fire department, supplies for your county truck, issues with that. That's would be top of my list, being I served as a fireman for so many times. But I just like y'all's consideration, allowing me to serve and maybe support me. We're not the richest county in the state, and we can't spend frivolously, as I've told some of them. We can't eat steak every night. We got to eat a hot dog once in a while. And a lot of money's being spent in the county right now, and I think it needs looking at and a fresh set of eyes and see where our money's going and why our taxes are so high and why it's so expensive to live in Amanda County. But thank you for allowing me to speak, and appreciate y'all's help. Thank you so much.
When is the election, John?
It is May the 21st. And there'll be early voting for probably 3 weeks prior.
All right, thank you, Mr. Moore.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, next under new business, I just want to touch, if you see Central Fence over working on some fences, repairing some fences when we had the storm in January. I filed a claim with our insurance, and they sent us a check for 100%, so we're gonna get all the fences repaired at no cost to the city. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I mean no cost to the city. You can put that down. Okay. Next, the fire department agreement. We got it last month. I gave the agreement and also the bylaws to the council. I want them to have an opportunity, a chance to see if they had any questions, so they can get the questions answered, so we can move on that.
I just want to know about the reimbursement. We've got $15 a call, $10 a meeting on the training. Is this the $15? Is that? I know that it's in the. What about? Is it included in the budget? Could it be included in the budget that we have, or there?
We're going to get the audit done.
Okay.
Because this was an increase in the previous amount, well, they know what it was 5,000. We went a little over that, and that was fine, a couple hundred. But as soon as we get the budget done, and we can sit down with the figures and everything and see where we are, then we can let you know for sure about that.
And the reason that is that we struggle with firefighters. You got to give them some kind of commission to come.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Today's generation, they've got to have something. It ain't like, it's not like me and Gary, we just love it. And then you got to send them to training, and training is like 160 hours. And then 5 hour support is 55 hours. And then you got to keep on training year and year and building thing. I mean, if you're on pension fund, it's 40 hours. If you're on just regular training, it's 24 to keep you on standard level. You know, so we go by pension fund, because if you do 40 hours, don't worry about standard training, because the pension fund is really that's the same thing as the standard training. Standard training is just a little lower because you're not on the pension fund. So we just go by the pension fund. We'll do our thing, but you got to do a certain level of training. What's standard training? You just can't go out there and like do streets and stuff. That's not a standard training. You got to put.
You have to do the whole process.
It's got to be like radios and going in the house and what you do to do this, and you got to train on ladders, and it's just look like that big. So, but that's the reason we went up, because we've done it for 2 or 3 years for 10 and 5, and there just ain't we ain't seen an increase. We do have one going to the fire now. He's Thomas right here. He's the guy, my boss man's son. He's he wanted to go, he's come to the thing, and we got 2 in support. My wife and Justin's wife is going through the support class. So, they wanted to go, and that's 54 hours. And on Tuesdays and Wednesdays for 4 hours until when they get the support, then they have to take a test. So, that's the reason why it's up just a little bit.
My other question was what was supporters, but you've already answered that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The support, they can do anything besides go in the house out.
Okay.
And they can go on firegrounds, they can drive trucks, they can do anything else, but they can't not go in the fire.
Okay.
That's what that is.
So they basically have to support the firefighters.
Yeah.
And I wanted to, tell you, I'm going to send the information to, Justin about, it's time for the fire sub, that grant again.
Yeah.
And it's got to be done by the 4th, I believe, but I'll forward it.
Well, I got you on there. Have you talked to Courtney about radios?
Yes.
Okay.
Justin, didn't tell you what I said?
Well, no, because me and him was being off and on, back and forth, and I called him a while ago, and he's got youngins tonight, so that's
Oh, we understand that.
So,
But, what I did was I reached out, if I can't get Courtney, I'll call Theta. So I reached out to Theta, and, Justin told me how many that they had down for Adrian to get, and that we needed 3 more. And she said it shouldn't be a problem. She said that Courtney said it shouldn't be a problem, and also they had extras anyway. They should have some extras, so we should be able to get what you all need.
well, I was just, because when they do that water, and he was talking about the other night, if you wait, and it's gonna be another 6-7 months. For them.
Yeah,
So
we
you
need
can go ahead
And maybe that's why he ordered some extras. I'm
that's
not sure.
exactly why he got
They
it.
get 30% off in this order.
And they get 30% off in this order.
That's
So
so
we're
big.
talking about 30% off of what your radio costs. I mean, the handheld radios is like $4,200.
One go in the car is 95.
Yeah, so they're pretty expensive. So,
Good.
but,
So do you have an email address? Like when I send Justin something, I can send it to you too.
I got one. I'm gonna check.
Well, that's what
I might
Your wife got one.
Yeah, I even
Send me her. Send me her email address.
Yeah,
She'll check it.
yeah, she'll check it.
Yeah, but then that way, in case you all don't connect, then you'll know. Like I said, I did check on it, and I don't think it's gonna be a problem with that.
I was just trying to cover the fire department right now because you don't have to worry about us and anything with the line. We had 3 first responder calls. Justin was gonna get a piece of paper, but he said he didn't have time. But yeah, so that's 3 first responder calls. They'll be on the next one. But,
That's fine. I was gonna tell you just include the
Yeah.
next report.
So, it was been a little, but, February was 22 calls.
Yeah.
So, it was kind of hectic.
Yeah.
Gary said something at the meeting tonight. He said, it's nice not to. Yeah. It seemed like every night something was going on.
That's why that's sometimes it starts it. Like the domino effect.
But right now we're doing pretty good. I mean, so far as fire department.
Good.
Is it too early for y'all to, for us to talk to you all about, fireworks?
Because I've been working on that already.
Okay.
That's a 3-month, 4-month. I do it on the computer first.
Okay,
And then the lady that I talked to in South Carolina, she's always helped us.
Yeah.
And so I've been doing it on the computer because you can do the computer and sometimes they don't have that. Or vice versa, they got a bunch more stuff in the thing they hadn't put on the computer.
okay. Do you remember how much we gave you all last year?
2,500.
2,500? Have they are they about the same price or?
I haven't. Every time I call her, she's been out. But let me talk to her first and I get back to Miss Wynonna and we all in at the
Okay,
time.
then maybe next month we can give you.
Because she got us on computer, she knows exactly kind of what we
Yeah.
need spent and
Yeah.
everything. And
If somebody asked me the other night, I know, we have one of the biggest, we've had a lot of compliments on our fireworks, you know that. I had somebody ask me the other night, if it's gonna be a dedication
there
to
will be a
Jesse.
dedication, and I'm going to talk to you about the parade afterward now.
Okay, they're fine.
There will be a dedication. There probably we ain't got to that yet. I ain't talked to the guys yet, but there will be a dedication to that. We got something in the works, but I mean,
That's fine.
We ain't finished it yet.
Right, well, somebody just asked me the other day, and I told them I felt like there would be,
There will be.
but while we were talking about it, y'all weren't gonna be here, and I know That I'll,
And if I can get, and I can tell somebody, when sometimes it works and sometimes it don't. If airback can come back, fly over, that's gonna be one of them.
okay, good.
So, I'm gonna talk to Brittany. Brittany is the director of airback. And, me and her have been talking back and forth. And you got to have a time frame. It's hard for me to do a time frame with that, but I'm gonna do a time frame for it.
Okay.
And, weather permitted. We're gonna have colors. It's got to be weather permitted.
That's right.
Now the one in Dublin, it can kind of run in rain. Now they got one now that can go in rain, but weather permitted, So, but there is going to be something. Me and Justin and us we've been trying to think right our head around it.
Yeah. Well, I felt like there would be, but like I said, somebody asked me, and since y'all aren't gonna be here for your report, I wanted to go ahead.
There'll be something.
Yeah, that's good.
There's gonna be something in parade too, so that's why I got to.
Yeah.
That's
And along those same lines, I want to ask this question. The building, the one, the Boreat building, the one across from where we are now. Jesse wanted that building desperately because of the bays and the equipment you all can get that you can store in there. And I have been told that you're not interested in that building.
We're not, because you cannot put but maybe 1 or 2 fire trucks in that building. That's neck to neck. Well, already we got 3. So the other one's got to be, you gonna have to do a lean on to put it, well, no, because they got to be inside, because they all got pumps. They all got to be inside with air or heat or something like that condition. So if you get that, it's not big enough, our thing. So me and Justin and Gary's been talking. Manning County is trying to get us like a first responder / brush truck, but it's got to be in a thing. So that means you're gonna have 4 trucks sitting there. So we're running out of room, but we can use some of that where the city's at and let the city have that when they want it. And we can just take the city, because you can just back the trucks up and the fire department will just be in one spot.
Okay, let's back up. Where the city's at, what are you talking about?
Talking about where the office is at, where the old office.
Where we work?
Where we used to keep the old first responder truck right there, keep beside the office. Where they got the golf, not where the golf cart was at. Next door over.
Oh, okay.
The old maintenance department.
Yeah. You know where Johnny and them used to have their office, where the double doors is right there. Where they swing open.
Yeah.
Right side where Johnny and them had their office before they got the one in the old city hall.
But if you get that building across the thing, you're gonna have to, we were just looking at money wise. It ain't big enough, because it's just that one spot right there. And then the other is, it's just not really big enough as,
There's a pit there too.
there's a pit in there too.
That's gonna have to be covered up.
We have to look at
You know, we used to pull them cars up, go in there, change the oil.
Yeah, we have to look at all that, because I thought Jesse had figured out what he was going to use it for, but it must have been something different than what you all talking about.
Well, when he walked in there, I think he had different, because he thought it was different. And I think he didn't what. What you see is what you see.
But right on to his last day, he said that he was saving that. He said, you are saving enough of that money for my building. I said, of course.
Well, he might have been trying to take it down and get grants and put another one up there. But it's not big enough right now it's not big enough right now. If you put a county truck and the 2 red trucks in there, that's all you're going to put in there. You might not even get in there because the county truck's a lot bigger than the city truck, long ways.
So I don't see it. It doesn't make any sense to do it then if you can't use it.
But that's what I'm saying.
And I don't know about turning over, because we're going to be expanding the city part. We're not going to be taking it away, so. Well, we'll talk about that later. I mean, I just don't see how this going to work. Okay, let's go on then. I need, so you all got any more questions as far as the agreement? You good?
I'll move the adoption of the agreement as proposed. There's no other discussion.
Okay, one more thing on number 10, I wanted to ask. I understand the first part that if the volunteer fire department ceases to exist and all that whatever the city purchase will go back to the city. And it said all other vehicles and equipment will be distributed according to the City of Adrian Volunteer Fire Department.
That
What
means-
kind of, what are we
I'm
talking
talking
about?
about Manning County. Manning County's got them 2 trucks. Whatever goes to Manning County goes to Manning County.
Okay.
Whatever goes to the city will go to the city.
Whatever the city bought goes to the city, whatever the county bought.
That explains it better.
It was just not trying to work no
Would that
more.
not be, would we need to change the wording on this to accommodate that?
Yeah, we definitely.
So that's exactly what that means. I mean,
Okay.
when they set that up last time, that's what happened.
Okay.
That,
Put that word in.
Yeah, we need to, change, that to say that it goes back to the main county, then that's self-explanatory.
Because Johnson County ain't gave us nothing.
No.
So, but that's gonna be a
Did you talk to
discussion.
them?
I hadn't done that, no, not yet, but that's.
It was you I talked to, not Justin, about that money, right? Okay.
Well, with both of us, I think you talked to us.
Okay.
So that's gonna be a discussion too.
All right. Well, if you all get, your ladies on the computer, just to change that part right there to the main county. Anybody got any more questions about anything? Because I understand it completely. Are you good? Michelle?
I'm good as long as.
You changed the verbiage.
Changes,
Okay.
yeah, no verbiage.
All right. Robert? Okay. Suzanne?
I am.
So what you're basically saying is, we're okay with the agreement, when you change that last part of, number 10 there. For that to be amended there, and then we'll be ready to sign, right? All right. So you ladies on the computer, then you just tell them to change that part for
That's
us?
fine. We'll just get a copy of it and we'll.
Okay.
Okay, and then on number 4,
Okay.
I went over this the other day, and on number 4, I noticed it said, pay for all equipment that has been approved by city council, should that not be pre-approved by city council?
Yeah, it could be, because it has to be approved before it's purchased.
Right.
Well, we'll get it put pretty, it's gotta be approved by council.
Right, well, I'm
We
just,
can't buy it.
I'm just saying,
That's fine.
I'm just thinking legal
That's
wise.
fine.
Did you see anything else, Michelle?
You got that front there coming up too.
Oh, there was another spelling error on number
Spelling?
10, yeah, but it was just a spelling error, and it said, for any reason of all vehicles, and it should have said at all.
Y'all get it? You got that?
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Right.
While we on that, yeah, ladder test, it was done yesterday.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure everything was fine, 'cause, they had emails and they had said, you need a new ladder, so. And the pump test is coming up too. We do that every year. Maine County does it, we take them up there, they'll do the county and city at the same time, so.
Okay.
I think they bill the city
I was gonna ask you
separate,
when we get
and
invoices.
I think the guy that does it, he bills the city. He might bill the fire department, we bill the city or whatever, I can't remember exactly what
I
it
think
is.
it's addressed to the city.
I think it is, I think it's addressed to the city.
I know we paid, I was just wondering how we got the invoice.
That's It might come by email and adjustment, so, and then, it's just,
They'll just forward it to us.
yeah, I will.
Well, is the computer and the printer working okay?
Yeah, actually got, exactly where to figure everything out.
Zach did it, didn't he?
Yeah,
He can do
about
that
30
now.
minutes.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we'll get that, agreement amended, we'll sign off on it, and, we can move on, that'll be the end of that. Okay, next, I need a motion, a second, and a vote to go into executive for a few minutes.
I make a motion when we go out of regular session and discuss.
Oh, we currently made a motion at 6:55 to go out of regular into executive. Can I get a second? Michelle, second. Everybody in favor, please raise your hand. Everyone's in favor, we're in executive. You in favor?